This is the Meltdown game. This is a bit longer to explain, but I will explain it a bit short now. You have your people. You must try to rescue the people from this country.
Okay.
And this country has a disaster which makes that the energy plants, the nuclear reactors get in trouble.
Okay.
And you have, at the start you place, I only will place a few. At the start you place your people on the start spots all around.
Scoot it a little bit this way. Keep going.
And you place your start, your vehicles also on the start spots. And then you try to rescue the people with your vehicles simply by moving to it and picking them up. And every time, this is a bit longer to explain, I only explain it very short now. You roll the die. Before moving a vehicle, before everyone moves one of the vehicles, one player rolls the die. If an 8 is rolled, then nothing happens because there are only 7 numbered energy plants. In case of a 1, you sits a marker on number 1, like here. At the start there will be people of you there. If at the end of the round this is the situation, at the end of the day, then this nuclear reactor will leak radiation only one spot around, because there's only one marker. If it's later in the game something like this, 2 times 5 is rolled maybe, then the radiation is 2 spaces far, and the radiation on 1 space is even double, because that's a shorter distance.
Yeah.
And the people get ill when they are close to a leaking reactor, and even very ill when they are very close. And illness you show, if they are healthy they are like this, standing. If they are a little bit ill they are on their side, and if they are very ill they are flat.
Okay.
And if they are even more ill, then they die, then they get out of the game. But you try to evacuate them with your vehicles to be in time to bring them to safety, and bringing to safety means bringing them to the airfields.
Okay.
Which cannot be so close to each other, but I will not show that now for the setup. So that's the story of the game. You have the nuclear energy plants which are in trouble and which are leaking radiation, and you must find out the right corridors to find ways to evacuate your people. But every round the situation changes. Sometimes there are more leaking reactors, sometimes there are reparations. And at the end you must have the most saved people brought home.
And then the little symbols on the boards?
Symbols are for the orange placing at the start of the game, the orange people, and red for the red player, and so on. And these symbols are for the starting vehicles.
Oh, okay, so that's where they'll be placed.
It's only for the start situation for each player color.
Why are these tiles like this? Do they get moved, or is just so you can lay it out
No,
differently?
that's just for the start layout, and it makes that the reactors are spread over the whole board, because it are only 12 tiles.
Okay. And how do you move the vehicles to the people?
This, for example, the car can move 3 steps. That's why this is written in 3.
Okay.
And the car can get in 3 people maximum. So you can simply go 1, 2, 3, and then you pick up these both. And next turn you can do maybe 1, 2, 3.
And you pick up him as well?
But in the meantime, if they get too much radiation from the reactors, then they can die. So you must place it in such a way, pick them up in such a way that you are not so close to the reactors, of course.
How long is it? Oh, go ahead.
And if they, to bring them in safety, 1, 2, then these you place at your side. 1 healthy, 1 ill, 1 even more ill, which is not important for your score. But if the scores are equal, then you look which player has the most healthy people at home.
Okay.
It's hard.
How do you determine when they get sick? When they get more sick?
At the end, if all vehicles are moved, then you look how the radiation is, and then you, for example, if this is now the radiation to distance, so this person will get ill. At the end of the next round, after all vehicles moved again, for all players, so there are different player colors, then again you look where the radiation is leaking, and then you again place them on their side. For example, he will get the second radiation and now he's very ill. And if he is not picked up in the next round, then he will die. Except when there's a reparation roll in bit of 5, then this goes away. That can happen.
All right, well that was good. That was good. You actually got it really quick there. I feel like I got a pretty good overview of that.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, and there's one more.
I'm not so good in explaining my own games.
No, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I'm asking questions where I'm getting confused, and when I'm out of questions, you know, then you've covered enough.